Hi, welcome to Emotional Bootcamp. My name is Verna Taylor. I'm from Rowan University, and today we are going to talk about optimism, self-esteem, resilience, and moods. There are 6 dimensions to your wellness. You have physical, emotional, social, intellectual, spiritual, and occupational. What is your name?
Barbara.
And what brings you here today?
I'm here to learn about optimism and self-esteem.
Okay, we're going to talk about optimism first. Optimism is when you think in a positive way. It can protect you from depression. It helps you to be happier, more successful in goals or tasks that you're trying to complete. Science has proven that when someone is ill, that the way that they think positively, it can help them to recover from their illnesses. It can even help you live longer. And the one thing that I find interesting about optimism is that it can be learned. Pessimism has 2 sides to the coin. You have optimism and you have pessimism. Optimism is the positive side of the coin. Pessimism is the negative side. One thing that they use when they're viewing how people perceive things is the glass of water. Barbara, how do you perceive when you look at the glass of water, how do you view it?
I try to view it as half full.
Okay, I sometimes look at it as half empty. When you look at it as half full, that's looking at it in a more positive way. When you look at it half empty, they say that it's more of a negative way. And there's ways that you can transform your way of thinking. You want to be able to stop the negative talk and be able to view things in a different way. The first thing that I suggest is try to notice good things as they happen. Sometimes when you share good news, it makes you feel better. You want to train your mind that you can do something. A lot of times it boosts someone's desire to complete a task because someone tells them that they can't do it. If someone tells you that you can't do something, you say to yourself, yes, you can. Don't blame yourself when things go wrong. You have to try to view it in a different way. You have to try to find a different angle in order to solve that issue. When something good happens, give yourself credit. Self-esteem. There's many ways to build self-esteem, but we're just going to talk about a few of them. And then after we talk about self-esteem, we're going to do a little activity. With self-esteem, that's your confidence, the way that you look at things to be done, that you're studying for a test. You want to be able to say to yourself, I know that if I put the work into this, to studying, I'm going to pass the test. To build self-esteem, you want to start small. You don't want to start so big that you're kind of setting yourself up to fail. You want to learn to love yourself. If you don't like who you are, how can you be able to show that love to someone else? And you want to stay motivated. When the going gets tough, You have to find a way to say, okay, I'm going to plan to do X, Y, and Z for this period of time, and then that way I won't be so overwhelmed in order to get the job done. And you don't want to compare yourself to others. Sometimes when you compare yourself to others, you start doubting yourself of who you should be. And notice your negative self-talk and replace that with self-acceptance and patience. So we're going to do a little a little activity right now and practice how to take a negative statement and turn it into something positive. I want to go to a concert today, but I'm afraid that I'm going to get mugged. Barbara, how can you change that to be more positive?
I am going to go to a concert and have a good time.
Excellent. One of the problems that we have, I think that what holds us back, is that we spend too much time thinking in the past, not forgiving people for something that they may have done to us, or in the future, wondering what if. Stay in the present. Live life in the today mode, not in yesterday mode, not in tomorrow mode, but in today. Okay, so next we're going to talk about resilience. And resilience is like springs, where they go down and they come up. And that's how life is. Life is going to have bumps in the road that, you're going to have to maneuver around them, over them, under them. You're going to have to do whatever it takes to be able to handle the event. A bad event could be, you didn't pass an exam that you needed to pass in order to get a good grade. You lose a pet, a family member. Those are all bumps in the road that can cause you to be a little uncomfortable and maybe a little distraught because it's not running smooth. So resilience comes from your character, and character can be bravery, how brave you are, how much courage you have. Perseverance means, can you stick with something long enough in order to accomplish it? So moods are something else that can affect our happiness. You can be happy one day, you can be sad one day, you can be where you just don't know what's wrong, but you know that you want to be left alone. But the important thing that I want to talk about is the signs of depression. Depression is a little different than just being sad or being a little blue. Depression is when you feel worthless, hopeless. You may have extreme guilt, prolonged sadness, crying spells, not enjoying activities or relationships that you used to enjoy, loss of appetite, or just the opposite, increasing your appetite. But one of the worst symptoms is thinking about death or suicide. You don't want any obstacle in life to get you to that point to where you want to, take your life or cut yourself. When that happens, reach out into your toolbox of friends, family, maybe a teacher or a counselor, or your pastor at a church. Things that you can do to boost your mood is you could relax, you could read a book, You could take a long walk. You could take a yoga class, a meditation class, an organization. You don't want yourself to get disorganized. Focus on the positive and do what makes you happy. Barbara, what do you do when you're in a bad mood and you want to try to lift your spirits?
Go to church.
Okay, that's a good one. Do you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Okay, well, I have some things for you to take home, and one of them are the 7 steps to happiness. Think less, feel more, frown less, smile more, talk less, listen more, judge less, accept more, watch less, do more, complain less, and appreciate more. And I also have a happiness scramble that you can use to relax. Can you tell me, what did you learn in this workshop?
Well, I'm still concentrating on it, but the self-esteem is going to help me a whole lot.
Okay, thank you. So I have a little formula. Survival, endurance, resilience, attitude, all equals success. When you combine all those things that we talked about today, it can help you to be a more positive individual. Thank you very much.